Hello and welcome to Food Rebels. This is the show that's dedicated to the more rebellious side of the food world. We're all fed up with big corporations making bad decisions for us. It's time that the challenger brands and the little guys shine. Each episode we meet food and drink founders, chefs, or personalities who are changing the food industry today for the better. I'm AJ Sharp. I'm a food and drink judge, public speaker, agency owner. I believe strongly in manifestation and my favourite colour is orange. But professionally, I've spent decades helping ethical and sustainable brands to grow. But Food Rebels is about so much more than that. This is about raising understanding and respect for great tasting, nourishing food and drink. On the show, we meet some really inspiring people. We taste great food and drink live on air, and we peek inside the minds of some of the most influential food experts today. So join us. And if you want to show support for the show and the inspiring guests we have on, the best way is to subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Enjoy. Welcome, and today on Food Rebels, we're joined by the brilliant Suzy Pelta, who you may know from past episodes. She was our first ever guest presenter on the show and indeed has returned several times since then. You may remember her as the winner of Lorraine's Cake Club on ITV or her hit cookbook, Miracle Mug Cakes and Other Cheats Bakes. Suzy has a gift for making food really fun and irresistible, and she brings that warmth and humour into everything she does, whether she's on a demo stage or in the kitchen, and we're absolutely delighted to have you back on the show. Welcome, Suzy.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thanks.
That's what I was just typing away there, where we're just ready to record, and I'm frantically typing.
Oh, thank you.
It's such fun. And you seem to be absolutely everywhere at the moment. Every time I turn on Instagram, I'm like, there's Suzy. And
yeah, sorry about that.
No, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm just so delighted to see it. Because you've got a really, really exciting gig coming up, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, I've joined Must Have Ideas TV as a kitchen expert. And so, yeah, I'm on there. Well, I will be. By the time this goes out, you will be able to catch me on their shopping channel, which is a 24/7 shopping channel. So we can
see you 24/7.
Potentially, yes. It's a really innovative shopping channel because we film it as live, but actually it uses AI to determine when product segments shall be shown based on trends, based on the weather, based on things going on in the world at a particular time. So, for example, they sell fans. And so if we were having a heat wave, they would put the fans out more. So it's really, really clever. It's done in a really different way and it's expanding. It's only just a year old, so I've joined very early on, and it's an exciting time to be a part of it as it's growing and getting bigger and bigger.
That is amazing. That's so exciting. So how do we watch it at home? How do we kind of tune in?
So it's on Sky, Freeview, Freesat, and YouTube as well.
Okay, lots of options.
I should probably remember all the numbers, but I'm sure once you put the episode out, you can put those in there.
That's fine. But if we just search for Must Have TV, we'll find it.
Must Have Ideas TV.
Ideas.
So Must Have Ideas is a company that provides solutions for home, kitchen, garden, organisation solutions, space-saving solutions, food-saving solutions, kitchen solutions. And the company's been going for, I believe, 7 years, and the TV channel's a year old. And it's a newish vehicle to help promote and sell their products.
Awesome.
And I'm in the kitchen for them.
And you're in the kitchen. So you're kind of tasting things and looking at things and showing people how to use them. Does that how it works?
Yeah, not so much tasting, but it's quite fast paced. So each product that I am involved with are all related to the kitchen, obviously. So some of them might be more cooking related. Some of them might be more food storage related. But I will be showing lots of different ways in which to use them, how they benefit your life, how they make your life easier, why you should have it as well. And hopefully adding in a little bit of my trademark humour.
Excellent.
We were doing a product the other day, and it's a product where you, instead of cling film or tin foil, you pop it over a bowl and it kind of provides an airtight seal, and then you don't have to worry about your food going off. And one of the demos that I was told to do was crisps. And I actually said in the demo, I was like, apparently there are people who can't finish a packet of crisps. I personally can't relate to this, but if that's you, You can pop it in a bowl and put one of these over the top.
Excellent.
And then,
Yeah, who does leave half a bag of crisps? I mean, let's be honest. Seems unlikely.
Not me.
Definitely not me either.
I don't understand it.
That's such good fun. So you allowed to give us any idea? Are you allowed to say any of the different brands you've had on? Or are you allowed to tell us what kind of things you've been presenting? So do you record it and then it goes out afterwards then? That's the kind of AI cleverness behind it?
Well, that's part of it. So Must Have Ideas only do their own products. So unlike QVC or other shopping channels, which I've done before as well, Must Have Ideas products are unique to, are their own products. And so all the products that I'm doing are currently available on their website as well. So, I mean, I think by the time this goes out anyway, I've got their super scissors, which are multi-purpose, multifunctional scissors. I've done flexi fresh ties, which seal products. I've done magic mat, which is an incredible silicone mat which I think is incredible for baking. It's, non-stick. When you've made a cake, you want to make sure that it comes off the base of your tin, and this will line it perfectly. What else have I done? Stretch Fresh. I've done loads of food saving options, a device you put in your fridge to make your food last for longer as well. Loads of things.
That's so clever. And they make all of these different products themselves.
They make all of them. They import all the products themselves. Yes.
Wow.
And so the way we film is we film in blocks. So we will either film a generic block. So essentially it could be shown any time in the year, or we could do something specific to a particular day. But I was looking at articles actually online, and it was explaining it probably better than I am, but it's a really forward thinking channel. So, it uses I don't know if it's an app or certainly a program that puts these blocks that we filmed into an order that they think works really well based on what's going on in the world, what's going on with the weather, what's going on with sales, what people want at that particular time. And it's so clever. It really is.
Absolutely astounding. This is like the future, isn't it, of where everything's going, on social media and stuff. It often tells you what you want to buy before you've even got there. This sounds like the same idea, but on TV.
Yeah. And I obviously, before I joined the company, I was very conscious of making sure that, it would align with what I do and everything. And I went on the website and watched the channel for a little bit, and I genuinely wanted to buy everything because everything is so clever, and it's not, you don't need a huge amount of convincing to understand. So a lot of my demos, I feel like if it were me watching, I'd have bought it within 3 seconds of watching, because the products are really, really clever. And their Trustpilot reviews are really good as well. Their customer service is excellent. It's all based in Kent.
Is it?
Great place. It's
marvellous. All the best people.
I know, right? You're sold. So I'm in Kent quite a lot. And it's, it's a family business. And I think they've done a really great thing of finding these solutions for people and making it feel like it's it's almost like a no-brainer. You need this in your life. Why wouldn't you get it? So
hacks and things like that to make your life quicker and easier, and
which we all need, right?
All the time. We're all trying to do a lot with a little, aren't we?
And I think a big thing that I've been working on with a lot of my demos is food saving. In terms of food wastage is a big thing, and people throw a lot of food away. We're all guilty of it. I've done it as well. I do it. We're not perfect. But to find solutions to allow your food to last for longer, or allow you to save your food in a more safe, hygienic, easy way. We're all, again, guilty of storing foods in our fridge and then forgetting about it, but storing it in a way that's easy to see, easy to store, doesn't take up too much room. There's lots of things like that. And I think that is very of the time now. And as we approach Christmas as well, when people are going to have a lot more food in their fridges and their cupboards than ever, it's a really good time to think about, are some of these products quite a good idea, because I can take stock of what I've got, I can look after what I've got more, and be a bit more organised as well. Shopping channels very much like to show you the problem and then show you the solution. And we did a demo last week, actually, where we were showing these flexi fresh ties, which are ties that kind of seal your packages, so you can put them on your dry foods or you can put them in your fresh foods. And we showed a cupboard without them, and it's like, you know, the bread's fallen over and is looking very sad, and the nuts are going off and the sugar's going hard. And, you know, obviously we made the cupboard look as dramatic as possible, but it is a lot of people's cupboards. You know, a lot of us, we don't store our food correctly, or we're not aware of what we've got and we buy more on top of it. And I think it's very of the time to be more conscious of storing our food correctly. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to be part of it because I can see how it works and how it fits into people's lives.
I mean, food storage is such a massive one. At the moment, I promise you, I have got 4 separate bowls with little bits of like the roast we had yesterday and a few bits left over, and the bolognese I made for the kids, where there was enough that I was like, actually, if I mix that with a load of pasta, I could probably do another round 2 on it. And then I can't remember where it was. It might have been a hack or something I saw on Instagram. Said, oh, you must keep all the bowls facing you in the door. And so for the last week, I took all the milk and the wine out of the door and shoved it into the main body. And I put all the bowls in the door. And it has been really interesting because you open it and you're like, oh, yeah, those old carrots, I think they're probably for the dog now. You know, and you notice what you've actually got. Yeah. Whereas my 6'6" husband quite often will take something and put it on the top layer of the fridge right at the back. And of course, it's never going to be seen again until it's revolting and has grown something and nearly walked out the fridge by itself.
Yeah. And actually, leftovers often taste better than the actual meal. Like, it's such a treat because the you of yesterday made it. So, you know, you're very thankful to them.
Especially a bolognese or a ragu. Like, that only gets better with more cooking, doesn't it?
I love a brisket as well. I think brisket is one of those things you need to give it a couple of days just to
soften in, to bed in.
Yeah.
It does though, doesn't it? It gets like more tender and beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so exciting. I'm really pleased for you. What a cool job.
Thank you. No, it's really fun. It's definitely what I've been wanting to do for a long time. You and I have talked a lot about kind of, I guess, really being honest with what we want to be doing. And in our industry, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of different types of journeys you can go on within there. But I kind of was like, I really want to do TV. I really do want to do TV. And I enjoy the buzz of it. I enjoy the thrill of it. You know, it's new. And I think I did Saturday Kitchen back in April. And before then, I hadn't done TV for a really long time. And I went through imposter syndrome. I went through that thing of, what do I know? Can I do this? This is really scary. And I think, once I did it, I was like, oh no, I do love this.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy it. It's not, you know, you speak to some people and they think that this is the scariest thing in the world. Yeah. And I've explained to a lot of people that you work with talkback as well in TV. So you've got a producer in your ear whilst you're holding a conversation. You've got to hit certain things at different times that you've got to show. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
The buzz, the thrill. The time must go so quickly. And I love the idea of having to listen to a conversation at the same time as have a conversation. I spend my life doing this in pubs, listening to the people behind me.
And that's the other thing. It's a real skill, isn't it? Some people are just, they focus on one thing and one thing only. But if you're always that kind of person who's got one ear, then you can absolutely do this, because you have to have one ear listening to the producer at the same time as holding the conversation. It's just fun. And I think there's so much serious stuff out there. It's just really nice to be fun and lighthearted and talk about kitchen solutions and hopefully help people in the fact that they will find that this will be really helpful for them in their homes. And just, you know, it's just really light. Yeah. And I love that.
And I think...
Have I said I love it enough?
You have. We're fully convinced that you're loving it. What I think is really interesting about our industry, and indeed everything at the moment, and listeners at home will be able to relate to this as well, is how much everything is changing. You know, the whole food industry, we've had so many different guests coming on and they're talking about how production is changing and how the way we talk to customers is changing. But I think this is just another element of how things are changing. You know, for somebody like you who is a chef and a really good baker and really fab and known in the food industry, in the past it would have been creating more cookbooks, which I know you've already done one. You would probably have created more. But actually, the industry's changing. AI is becoming way more prominent. TV and the video is becoming way more prominent. Like, to me, this feels like the future of food and food sales and marketing. Like, it feels like where it's going, not where it's been.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so thrilling, because it sounds so different to anything else that I know anyone else is doing in the industry. So I love it.
Thank you. No, I would agree. And if you ever spoke to my agent, it's funny because I will, every so often I'll be like, I've got this idea. I want to do this, this and this. And then something will happen and I'll pivot. And I've done that quite a lot. And I think it's taken me a while almost to be comfortable with the fact that I'm pivoting because things in the industry are changing as well. And I'm seeing that maybe the thing that I thought was great then, that might have been great then, maybe won't work now, but that's okay because you can move on to something else. And actually, yeah, you're right. And it's very difficult because there's a lot of creators out there still making a lot of recipes or still making recipe books, and they're phenomenal. And I think there's nothing quite like holding a book in your hands. As much as we all search for recipes or might look on Instagram for a recipe, there's nothing quite like a book. But you're right, things are changing, and it's also getting more and more difficult to find what that niche is in the market. I make no secret of the fact that since my book came out, I've had multiple book treatments that I've sent in, and either they've not been sent any further, or I've pulled back and thought, actually, I don't actually feel that's me anymore and I want to move on to something else. But I think longevity within the food industry has to mean that you are able to move with the times. You're able to kind of try different things. When I first came into the industry 13 years ago, I had absolutely no plan. My plan was to see where this would go, which is against every fiber of my being because I am a planner. And now I'm, with Must Have Ideas, I'm signed in initially for 1 year and we'll see where it goes from there on. And I feel like that does give me a little bit more security in this industry than I've ever had before. Yeah. Because although I've worked consistently for 13 years, everything's been kind of bits and bobs. It's been a very self-employed life. And I will still obviously continue doing other things alongside this, but there's something different about having that and thinking, okay, I've actually got something to do with food that is regular for the next year that I love. Did I mention I love it? That I think is absolutely of the time, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's such a fascinating industry at the moment. I mean, the thing that we haven't seen losing interest has been the in-person shows. I think people still love an experience, don't they? They love to go to a show and to have a demo chef. Those stages always seem to be really popular still, of watching somebody cooking something up and talking about it. Again, it's that kind of, this is a personalized recommendation. And of course, you have your own following of people who love to see what Suzy's doing next, with Bo the dog, and just so funny with the stuff you're doing on Instagram. But you're still doing some shows. Do you still have time to do this with the recording on the TV?
Yeah, so I'm lucky because as well as the filming that I do with Must Have Ideas, I've also I still manage Amelie, my daughter.
Oh yeah, tell us about Amelie. How is Amelie doing?
She's good, thank you. Yeah, so she's competing at the end of October, all being well, in Albania, European Juniors. She went to European Youth. She's a weightlifter, in case anyone doesn't know.
Amelie is this incredibly beautiful, tough as nails weightlifter. I mean, she is the coolest lady on Instagram. I love it.
I think so. So she went to European Youths in July, where she won 2 silver medals.
Wow.
So she does a lot of brand work and sponsorship work, so I work with her. Also, I have to feed her, so I have to make sure that I'm feeding her properly. So as well as all of that, and then I'm also able to do other things too. So I've doing some brand work, and I'm actually at a Good Food Show again in November. That has been a show that I've been doing for over 10 years now. It was my first ever show that I did when I came into the food industry. And so it's got a really special place in my heart. And actually, what I love about this year is I'm doing a demo on the Christmas kitchen stage, which I've done through the years. I've done demos like this, which is really fun. And I believe Chris Bavin is hosting, and we just have a laugh and it's great. But I'm also doing 2 demos on a new stage, which is called the Christmas Table, which is a hands-on, and people get involved as well. And so we're going to make some edible Christmas gifts to take away.
Oh, wow.
And And that's really lovely, because I think that's evolved through time of people coming to these shows and actually wanting to get really involved. So as much as I think people love watching the demos and seeing what the chefs make, they also want to get involved as well. Some people do. So that's really exciting.
So people can book that at the Good Food Show and actually come and meet you in real life and come and make some Christmas things with you.
Yeah,
that's amazing. What are the dates for that?
I I'm on the Friday, whatever the Friday. It's a 4-day event. I can check. I am on, should know this, Friday the 28th of November.
Friday the 28th of November. Brilliant. And people can come and book with you, meet you in real life and come and make stuff and ask you all the questions I'm not allowed to ask you now. That sounds amazing though. So you are definitely busy at the moment with managing Amelie's career as well as all these other things you've got going on.
I am, but I think what's really lovely is I'm at the moment able to balance it all. And again, another thing you and I have discussed at length outside of Food Rebels has been kind of enabling us to have our own careers outside of our kids' lives and everything going on with our kids. And especially I've got 3 children, but Amelie, who's my youngest, requires a lot of assistance and help because of the industry that she's in and because of the fact that she's still only 16. So it's important for me to have not even just a foot, at least most of my body still in the industry, going and able to do something for me too. And that's one of the other reasons why I'm really happy to be doing this job, because it is, for me, it's entirely what I love doing. It's combining my passion for food and also my passion for presenting and showing personality and being in front of the screen as well. So on the screen, so front of the camera.
It's amazing. I think there's a really interesting, I really noticed particularly, I don't know whether it's the stage that, we're at in our careers, but I certainly noticed for me that I've had so much more clarity on what I really do want to do more of and some of the things that maybe I don't want to do as much of, and just getting that balance. And of course, you think that your children, my children are now 12 and 10, you think that it's going to get less as they get older. This is not the case. It gets different. I know that's definitely true. It gets different. But actually, my need to be present and just sort of loitering around the edges is so much more important than I think it was when they were toddlers. You had to meet all their needs, didn't you? Get them fed and bathed and in clean clothes and in their bed on time. It's not so much that. It's now sort of loitering around because they're going to want to talk at about 11:15 at night or some really inconvenient moment that's you're thinking, oh, just go to sleep, please. Oh, no, we're going to talk about this now, are we? Okay, good. But you've got to be there for it, haven't you? Because those conversations are absolutely critical in shaping who they're turning into as these little humans, these, or for you, bigger humans, but, humans going into the world.
It's nothing prepares you for it as well. You have children and then they are little children for a very short amount of time. And then before you know it, you're having proper conversations with them and they've got their own lives, they've got their own interests, they've got their own everything. And it's the bit I struggle with is kind of letting them go because I want to clutch onto them and hold them close to me forever. But no, it's a whole new phase. And I think it coincides with a phase, as you said, of us feeling a bit more self-assured and knowing what we want. And it's, balancing everybody's needs is always going to be a juggle, whether I think even when our kids are adults, I'm sure, but certainly the kind of person I am, I will very much want to be involved. Just turn up on their doorstep now. But yeah, it's still important as well. Like there's so much in the press and certainly on my Instagram feed about perimenopause and menopause and the age that we're at. We're hopefully only halfway through our lives, and we've still got a long life, please God, to go. And it's really important to be doing stuff that we want to do and making the most of it as much as we can. And especially, I like my decisiveness now. I like how much more self-assured I am, how much better I know myself and my own mind, how I'm less likely to say yes to something just because I think, especially, it's an age-old thing in this industry. Exposure. It's so good. Well, it's great for exposure. Really?
Yeah, but really, you're actually writing an article for free or doing something for free, aren't you?
Yeah, and it's just I can't do that anymore. I actually don't have the energy or the desire
Yeah.
anymore to do anything like that. And I feel like I've earned my stripes. I don't need to.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's exactly it. It's the confidence and it's the, you know, they say, don't they? And I know perimenopause is something that we have touched upon before when we did a show with Eve, but I think there is definitely something like humans are the only animals that have created grandmas. We're nowhere near being grandmas, but that point at which you are having a second life, like they talk about it, don't they? There is a value to women after their so-called, you know, fertile years, so-called, or, you know, as that fertility drops away, there is this huge value, and it's actually the same again as what you've already done. And that is absolutely astounding and amazing. There's no other like animals in the kingdom that do the same thing. Actually, elephants are the only ones. I'm not likening us to elephants. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy. I'm not sure how flattering it is to myself or anyone else, but it's this sort of about value and about this completely new second life.
But I would argue that in this new second life, we have greater value because we bring with it way more experience than we did in that first time. Because, you know, we've learnt from things that have been great. We've learnt from our mistakes. We've seen how the industry has gone, and I'm speaking particularly for our industry. I think it, you know, I don't want to write us off. I mean, I'm 45 years old.
Very young, very young.
27. But yeah, but we've still got hopefully a long time in the industry and a long time where I'd like to think we don't have to now prove our worth in the same way.
And there is...
Because I definitely felt that at the beginning.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And the imposter syndrome you mentioned earlier, everywhere I went, I felt like an imposter. If I'd gone to a food event, I felt like, oh, do you think they're going to know that I just do marketing and I'm not a trained chef? And then when you're at a marketing event, you're thinking, do you think they know that I'm actually doing all this other stuff in the food industry? You know, I just felt like, oh my goodness, I couldn't show up as me. Whereas now I just show up as me.
Yeah.
Love it. Or you might hate it, but that's fine. I'm okay with it.
I love it. I think everyone loves it. You bring a great energy into a room. You do.
Thank you.
But I totally relate. And actually I think most people feel the same way, and most people can relate. Some people are better at hiding it than others. Some people maybe recognize it in different ways. Maybe it's more of an anxious feeling as opposed to recognizing that it is an imposter syndrome feeling, or maybe, you know, it doesn't manifest in that way. But I certainly felt it, and I felt it for a long time. I think, you know, I came out of a TV program which was brilliant, and I was very grateful for the opportunities I came out with. But I came out at the same time as Bake Off was on, and Bake Off was on however many weeks. I can't remember how many weeks it was. Was it 12, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, however many, with millions of people watching it. And I was working alongside these people at food festivals, and I was very fortunate to be getting the same work as some of these people. And I would still have people come up to me and go, are you going to apply for the Bake Off? And it would be like a bit of a stab in my heart, because not that I have anything against the Bake Off, but I was like, but I already work in the industry.
And I already won this massive other competition on a different channel.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's great then. And I would say every so often I've still had people say that to me. And they probably are very well meaning when they say it and don't realise kind of the implications or even anything about kind of what it is. But yeah, that never helped the imposter syndrome, definitely. But I think it's just been, you know, still being around, still finding ways in which to work in the industry whilst bringing up a family. So I've never worked 9 to 5, you know, 5 days a week. I mean, anyway, food festivals are weekends, so that doesn't really apply. But I've still managed to sustain a career whilst bringing up my kids. And not everybody has, who's gone through, as we've seen along the years. And it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everyone. But I still have. And I think I probably haven't. Well, maybe not. But sometimes I need to kind of remind myself that actually you've done all right.
Yeah.
You've done okay.
Oh my goodness, you've done amazingly. I just think what is absolutely amazing about you and I having that conversation, and we were judging for the Great Taste, and it was a lunchtime. And of course, nobody needs any lunch at lunchtime when you're judging for Great Taste, because you've had quite a few little tiny samples. You might have done 35, 40 in the morning and the same again in the afternoon. So at most, you may go and get a coffee at lunchtime. And we were walking around Upper Ground, weren't we, in London South Bank near the Cutty Sark, and we were just chatting away, going, but what do you really want to do? I don't know, what do you really want to do? And I was going, I love content creating and I love interviewing. I just love people. I really love people. I just want to meet people. And I love food, and it combines. And you were like, you have to carry on presenting some kind of radio show. And what do you love doing? And you were like, I just love TV. It's just such a rush. And look at you.
I literally got goosebumps when you just said all this, because I remember that conversation so well. And like, look at us now.
I know. And you did it. And we had this conversation where we were both just really encouraging the other to just do it, to go for it, to show up, to show the world and tell the world this is what you want. And it wasn't a long time ago. I think it was, in fact, Food Rebels has just hit its 100th episode a few episodes ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that made it 2 years. So this was literally 2 years ago. We had this conversation and we were talking about manifestation and setting our goals and calling it in, telling the world what we wanted to do. And we're both doing it, which is nuts.
And I think, and absolutely, I think there's two things to say with that. Number one, manifestation is, I absolutely believe in it, but obviously you've got to put the steps in to get there, which we both obviously did. But also, I certainly can't underestimate how much your support meant and means to me and how much that helps. And you and Eve especially, I think the three of us are really big cheerleaders for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I would say the majority of the people in the industry have always been really good. That not everyone, same in any industry. You're not always going to get people who are going to have your back. But I think the three of us, we've just always championed each other. We've always supported each other. And when you've got that security of that kind of women supporting women, just cheering each other on. I mean, the amount of times, and both you and Eve have done it, where I've been at an event and someone's kind of been on the side, and I remember you doing it recently, going, have you met Suzy? Suzy did this. It's like you're and I love it, because you just champion me, and you champion, like, I mean, I'm speaking specifically about me because I've seen you doing it for other people as well. It helps, it really helps, and it means so much. And it's just, I think it gives you that extra boost to feel like, okay, maybe I can do this. And I think we both did that for each other that day.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised in the slightest that your daughter's going for world championships, because I've felt the full force of your like love and encouragement as your friend, where you've been like, come on, AJ, you can do it. And you're like, evidence, all the things that you've seen me do that you think why that's going to be the case. And there is something incredibly powerful about walking away being like, I don't really mind if everyone else thinks I can do it. Suzy thinks I can do it. And there is, I really, really believe that. Women supporting women, our little WhatsApp group that we have, where we might share something that's difficult and the other two will encourage, or we might share an opportunity and the other two will fully, wholeheartedly cheer excitedly at the opportunities. And there's never any competition or anything like that, because we're all doing very different things in different places. And I just don't think any of us are like that anyway. And it's really special. It's really special.
It is really special. I think in any kind of industry or just in life, when you find your tribe, it's like those hands on your back, isn't it? That are just guiding you, supporting you, pushing you forward, just making you feel supported so that you know you're not alone. And there is that, like when when I shared with you about getting the job, and I shared it with you before I'd announced it as well, and you were just so happy for me as well.
Oh, I was so delighted because I knew you were going for it, and it was like, oh, I'd been thinking about it, and I was thinking, I won't ask, but I really want to ask. And then we were doing something, and we were supposed to all sit down and behave ourselves, and you whispered in my ear, oh, by the way, I got it. And it was like, now I've got to go and sit down and be grown up.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's just, it means a huge amount to me that you were that excited for me as well. And actually, I have to say, overwhelmingly, the response has been really good. And again, like, it's lovely because if you let that imposter syndrome creep in, you think, well, should I have got it? Did I deserve it? And then when other people are really excited for you, it just validates the fact that actually, no, I do deserve it. I am worthy. I am good at this, and I know what I'm doing. And did I mention I love it?
And you love it. And I think for anyone, though, if you show up with passion and integrity and warmth and kindness, which you always do, I don't see how you could not do well. I think there's a real, if you're a kind person and you're a good person and you're keen and excited, then you're in flow, aren't you? You're doing exactly the right thing that you're supposed to be doing at this point in time. And you can just tell.
And because I do think that, when you're kind of early on in the industry and you want to take every opportunity that you're given or that you kind of see or you go for, but some of them might not be suited to you. They might not be exactly what you want to do. And you have to work it out. You have to work out. And it's part of the journey. And I do feel, again, part of that being self-assured, more confident, more aware of who I am right now because of the stage of life that I'm at. It also includes knowing what I do and don't want to do. And there are some rooms I've been in where I've been like, no, actually don't like it here, don't want to do this. And there's other rooms where I'm like, I want to get back in there and I want to be with these people. And I think, especially in food, it's so varied. There's so many people, there's so many brands, there's so much excitement as well. Yes, there's seriousness too, but I think I've tended to surround myself with fun people who are passionate about their position and are passionate about food. And it's exciting. And that's what I want in my life. That's the energy I want in my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm pursuing, is that kind of fun, excitement, passion, but, from food.
Yeah.
And people in food.
Yeah. Well, you've nailed it. That's all I can say. Absolutely nailed it. Thank you so much for coming on today, Suzy. We're all going to be, no doubt, checking out Must Have Ideas TV to see your beautiful self.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for listening to Food Rebels. So you don't miss out on more brilliant brand recommendations, insider tips and inspiring interviews, please make sure you're subscribed to Food Rebels and drop a comment below. These simple actions, like subscribing or commenting, take just a few seconds, but they mean the world to us. And it doesn't just help Food Rebels, it really helps to support the food brands and personalities we have on the show, who are all trying to raise awareness. And if you know any brilliant brands, or food founders, or chefs, or campaigners who have a really great story to tell, then do let us know. You can get in touch with us either via our website, or you can reach out on social media. Our handle is @food_rebels_, and we love hearing from you. Thanks so much for listening.